Welcome back to Beat the Bookie, the weekly show we bring you on the upper tier as part of the Dynamo Podcast Network. Head over to YouTube, smash that subscribe and bell notification button. Audio versions of the show are available through Spotify, Podbean, iTunes. Wherever you pick up audio versions of the show, you will find us there. This is the Beat the Bookie show we bring you on a weekly basis where we bring together a few tips in football, try and win our viewers a few quid. And of course, it's international week now, so it's an absolute pain for most people, especially as you're just about to get into the joy of the Premier League. And now this is thrust upon us this international week. It's always a kind of a bit of a killer. So we said we'd bring you like a Beat the Bookie international week. See, can we pick out a few quid from the internationals this week, which is always a tough task. I find like if you do a four-team accumulator in the Premier League, you probably get about 8, 9, 10, 12 to 1. But if you're doing in the international weeks, because the divide is so big, you tend to get 3 or 4 to 1 trying to pick out 4 or 5 results, and there's always one that trips you up. Let's quickly go through the fixtures this week, the key fixtures that we'll be talking about, and some of the bets that were sent in by our viewers. Um, of course, Portugal versus Ireland, tough task for Ireland, of course, starting out away. Portugal, Kazakhstan versus Ukraine, France versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, Norway versus Holland, Turkey versus Montenegro, Italy versus Bulgaria, and Sweden versus Spain, Estonia versus Belgium, Hungary versus England, and Liechtenstein versus Germany. So as you can see, the way the toys have come out this week, it's kind of tough to make a few bob because the odds are so short on a lot of the higher rated teams against the lesser rated nations, if you like. Let's take a look at some of the bets that have been sent in anyway. Just to recap, actually, from the weekend, Connor from Limerick, I think it was, sent in a bet who landed Mo Salah and Mikel Antonio both to score. I think it landed about 5 or 6 to 1 or something like that, but it came in for him. So that's another bet that we got up this week from one of our viewers. I'm going to start with this week's bets that was sent in. I'll start with my own one. I'm picking France -1, Portugal -2, Ukraine -1, and Austria -1. Comes in at about 17 to 1. I think that's great value for a bet and not such a long shot. I would expect Portugal to put a few past Ireland, France, Ukraine, and Austria all to get the business done by at least 2 goals. So 17 to 1 on that one. I think it's a safe bet. John, one of our regular viewers from Kilkenny, sent in over 1.5 goals. Ukraine, Turkey, Portugal, Denmark, France, and England 4 to 1. Again, I think that's a very safe bet to assume there'll be 2 goals in each of those games. So a nice little bet of 4 to 1, throw a 10 around, get you 50. Martin up in Donegal, who's a regular viewer as well on the show, has sent in Ronaldo, Immobile, Mbappe, anytime scorers 4 to 1. Again, another great bet to have on. Um, Connor also sent in Connor, who got the bet up there last weekend, sent in his bet builder bet for this international week. So he sent in Portugal to win, Ronaldo anytime, McLean to be booked, over 2.5 goals, and Portugal -1 is 8 to 1. Again, a great bet. Hedging his bets all in the Portugal Ireland game, but again, a nice little bet. Mark sent in his one. Mark, who got the bet up the first week, of course, our resident referee, put in Raheem Sterling, Mbappe, and Memphis Depay to score anytime. 8 to 1. Lovely little bet there and well capable of coming in. And of course, Graham, who's buzzing at the moment, our Spurs resident Spurs fan on the show on the Monday mashup and all the Harry Kane episodes, of course, that we did throughout the summer. He sent his bet, loves a little flutter. England, Turkey, Portugal -1, Netherlands, France -1, and Denmark 12 to 1. Again, great odds there. Not a bad bet at all. But again, you can see you have to add in an extra 1 or 2 teams to bring up the odds to 12 to 1 that you normally wouldn't have to do in the normal Premier League football. So they're the bets that came in this week. As always, bet responsibly. And again, I would always recommend never bet with money that you can't afford to lose. Because more often than not, we don't pick up these bets. But again, we just like it's a bit of fun of an episode and one to enjoy to try and get you through this international week. The depression always sets in for the regular football fan. You're in the height of the Premier League and then boom, they trust this international week on us. I'd like to also say, of course, good luck to Ireland as well against Portugal. Good Lord, we're going to need it. And as always, head over to YouTube, Dynamo Podcast Network, for all the episodes of the show. This has been your Beat the Bookie International episode. If you want to hit us up, drop your comments down below with your tips, what you think is going to happen this week, or you can hit us up on Facebook, the upper tier, on Twitter at the underscore upper underscore tier, on YouTube, Dynamo Podcast Network, and you'll also find us on Instagram, the upper tier, and you'll get us over there on TikTok for all those fun videos. So as always, if you go over there, drop a big like on the video, show your appreciation for what we're doing, and we will talk to you again real soon.